In this project, we are going to be studying the principle of art called balance. Our balanced artwork will be radially balanced, and it means shapes and lines that go out from the center, such as a clock comes out from the center and radiates all around into a fan comes out from the center and radiates out into a circle or spreads out to the ends of the lines, forming radial balance in a circle form. Car tires also radiate out from the center to the edges of the tire in radial balance. Radial balance. It comes out or radiates from the central point in the middle. In Arabic art, there is a popular design called a rosette. It also radiates out from the center. Here it is. It looks like a sun or a flower. People say it looks like a rose. Here is another form of the rosette, and yet another form found in Arabic art, and this is the ceiling of a building. We will be designing and assembling our own form of radially balanced rosette using our initials. You will be either using the first initial of your first name or the last initial of your last name, placing it in the center of a triangle, creating a simple design around it, same on both sides. Here, there's design here and here and here and here, and one going up the middle. The sides have to be the same design. The middle part can be something separate, but it has to be your initial. The way you want to do that, that's fine. Pick the one you like the best. Make sure that when you draw your initial, it stops at the lines of the triangle, and you make it a block letter. That means give it some depth or distance in here. Don't make it just a line, because it's hard to color just a line, but you can color inside of this M. So that's what a block letter is called. It could be a fancy M if you want, as long as it has some distance between the left side and the right side of the letter. When you have the one that you like the best, write your name on it and then give it to me. I will photocopy it 6 times, so you have 6 copies. When you get your copies back, cut them out very carefully along the black line. Put your copies in a folder for safekeeping. What is tracing? This is tracing. Trace every one of your lines carefully with permanent marker so that every line on all 6 of them. So that's tracing. Then you can color. Using markers, decide how you want to color it. Trace all of your pencil lines or photocopy lines with a dark color and carefully color it in. Remember, this is an important part. You're going to have to repeat this 5 more times. Color the first one, and then color the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the 5th one, and the 6th one, all the same. Colors exactly the same, traced exactly the same way. It all has to be the same. You can't make a mess out of this. You can't do it messy. You have to do it very nice and neatly. Otherwise, the finished work won't look nice and neat either. Assemble your triangles into the rosette pattern on a piece of paper. First, I put it on this bright green piece of paper right here, and I glued them very carefully down with stick glue. This is the assembling part. Do you notice how the M's come together to make a rosette design here, and the middles as well, plus the M's all around? Once it's all glued down, you can cut your paper along the edge to make a nice edge for your piece. When you have colored all of them and cut them out very carefully along the black line, you stick glue one on the back, and then this will be your starting one to make the rosette pattern. And then you come down a little bit from the top of your choice of paper. And you stick it on there. Rub it on so it stays down nice and neat. Now we don't glue it right away, but we organize. That H is backwards. And we make a rosette pattern. Push them all together in the center. And make sure they all fit in here. And when they all fit in really nicely and look good and they're all straight, you glue them down. Here, it is assembled. Now, what does not look good yet is that it's missing a little bit of glue. And we put that on there. And then between each one of these lines, we have to trace evenly with a black marker. Again, and on the edge here. So 6 triangles. Trace them with black marker again. You take your marker and you slowly trace each where they come together. See how the black line is showing it up more? And then you trace around the edge so you don't see any of this white stuff and it's a solid black line. And then you go on the other side. And you go on the other side. That one looks a lot neater than all the rest of them. You have to do that to each one. If things don't come together perfect in the middle, that's where your black can be helpful too. Make it look the same all the way around. When you have them all glued on, you're going to trace around each triangle with a heavy black marker. That will help fill in these little gaps that show right in here. That needs to be glued down more, but you can see the purple through there. And you can color it in and it won't show up so much. Here's one that started. And we just start from here and we go all the way down. And we do it on every triangle and around the outside, like this. Why do we do this? It brings them out so nicely so we can see the artwork. It's in the rosette pattern. Now I'm not going to go ahead and do it for this person, but you can see how nice that will look compared to having it really rough, raw edges. This straightens everything up really nicely. Go ahead and do it on all of your triangles, in between, and on top, so that each triangle is surrounded in black. Do them all. Let me do the cutting on the paper cutter, because this is a lot straighter and a lot more smooth cut than you could do on your own. So you can see how nice and smooth the edges are when I cut it with the paper cutter. So please bring it to me to cut it. The last thing you do to finish up your radial design is you fill out a name tag. Artist's name is yourself and your classroom teacher. You stick the tape on the back so the sticky part sticks on the top. You find a nice place for it and you just stick it underneath and press. And there it is stuck, and we don't see the tape, and your name is showing on it, who this belongs to, and also your teacher's name. And then we're done with our Arabesque Rosette Radial design.